We'll leave it to you. Just as Mr. McHale instructed before. Tell him our choice.
Oh, are we gonna get some more Rachel Chow VA work? Oh, no. Or is it a cutscene? Oh, shoving you in a locker, nerd. It doesn't say switching POV. So we're just cutting away? Not long ago.
What is this place?
Does this place ring any bells, Misha?
Oh, this is the child's dream.
I don't know, but I feel a sense of deja vu. What is this place?
When did this happen?
It's the realm within a dream bubble. This was left to the Astral Express by
Oh!
a nameless. But
We're in the dream
really,
bubble that the
when we
watchmaker
entered
left.
It was completely empty. Dr. Edward from the Dreamscape sales store told me that dreams are formed from memories, and a dream bubble can't take shape if its core is empty. So I thought you might be able to help us in unraveling this mystery, Misha. As a hotel doorman, you know Penacony best among us.
I don't know much about dream bubbles, but if you want to figure out what this mansion is, I'll do my best.
I'm counting on you then.
Himeko, I still don't get it. Why were you so sure that Misha had a connection with this dream bubble?
I wasn't sure. It was just a hunch.
Really? We're operating on
Since
hunches
Misha
now?
feels familiar with this place. My hunch
We get the prompt
might
2
be
minutes
correct.
ago. Like, hours of time just get skipped, so this could have happened at any point. Like, this mission started with 12 hours before the Charmony Festival, and now we're at, like, 8... Not right now, but, like, when we were talking to Sunday, the Charmony Festival was supposedly, like, 8 hours into the future. Or less. This place feels a bit nostalgic.
Exactly. This is where you and Firefly encountered death, which we now know as dormancy. Considering its connection to Dreamflux Reef, it's not surprising it appeared here. The question now is, who brought you here? Based
Sparkle
on the clues
did.
we have so far, it's unlikely to be that masked fool. So identifying them is crucial to us. We're drawing closer to the truth once more. Let's give Misha some time, as I believe he'll unveil the secret of this dream bubble.
All right, but there are doors all over the place. Which one should we choose? Do you have any idea, Misha?
I guess... maybe this way?
Now that you think about it, we did follow the weird voice lines, and that's what led us to this room. The little words floating in the air.
I'm not entirely sure, but... let's give it a try.
Wait, you managed to choose...
The right door already?
Weird. This place is quite different from the hotel. But I feel like I've been here before, and even lived here for a while. If I remember correctly, there should be a fireplace down that hallway. Clocky and I used to sit by the fire, listening to the crackling of firewood. And the room on the other side was
A nursery.
the toy room. I loved spreading out all the toys from the box on the floor and making up stories for each of them. Hold on. This doesn't make sense. Didn't I grow up in Dreamflux Reef? So, what is this place?
This could be a case of amnesia. Don't worry, Misha. It's common for everyone to forget certain aspects of the past. Those memories haven't vanished. They're just lying in the depths of your mind. We can surely get them back. Since this place seems familiar to you, why don't we explore a few more rooms and see if you can recall anything more?
Yeah, then let's check out the rooms I just mentioned.
There's a clock room in here too. Then Wake to Weep. Oh, this is the mission that's the name of the entire patch. We gotta be getting close to the end now. Here's the fireplace.
Mikhail, that's the name. Now we all know him as the Watchmaker. So, who is he talking to? Do you know anything about it, Misha?
I'm sorry. I don't know much about the Watchmaker. But, Mikhail...
Anything special about that name?
Mikhail is Grandpa's name.
Grandpa? Do you mean you're the Watchmaker's grandson?
But we haven't heard anything about the Watchmaker having descendants. And the name Mikhail is not rare. Perhaps it's merely a coincidence. Could you tell us more about your grandpa, Mikhail?
Yeah, sure. He was a seafarer who fearlessly ventured into mysterious seas and storms. He was always on the sea and had lots of friends who accompanied him on his travels. He didn't want me to call him Grandpa because that would make him sound old. He believed he was still young. The name Mikhail was given to him by his parents, Mihaly and Elise, both renowned seafarers.
Mihaly and Elise.
Every time he came back, he'd share his logbook with me and tell me about his adventures at sea. I want to become a great adventurer, just like him.
It appears that the Seafarer has nothing to do with the Watchmaker. So, perhaps it's just a coincidence? So, where is your grandpa now?
He went off on a new journey, and it's been quite a while since I last saw him.
How long?
So, where has Clocky gone? Did he leave to protect Dreamville?
So you need to keep yourself safe. Okay, Mikhail? Interesting. Interesting.
Tick-tock.
To the toy room.
I heard some noises from the room. Origami Bird? That's a friend of mine.
You and Origami Bird are friends?
Yeah. It's a member of the Compass crew, just like Clocky and Miss Mirror. And there's more than just one Origami Bird. They are a big family with lots of brothers and sisters who look the same.
Yeah, I've collected like about 70 of them.
They follow Miss Mirror's orders and handle all sorts of jobs on the ship. They're the best sailors.
Sailors? Can Origami Birds be sailors?
You just told us, March, that he makes up stories for the toys.
Could you tell us more about the compass, Misha?
The Compass is a ship bound for the New World. Clocky and his partners travel through layers of fog to the depths of the sea. Whenever there is danger, Clocky will use a compass and guide the ship in the right direction.
That's a great story. But in the Penacony cartoon, Clocky and his partners have always lived in Dreamville and never ventured out, right?
Huh? Oh, that does seem to be the case. Weird. I clearly remember Clocky arrived in the New World in the end.
I'm still a little bit disjarred that we cut away from whatever Sunday and the Trailblazing crew was doing to this.
Perhaps Clocky
We're about to
has
get a
hidden
mind-blowing
past.
revelation, I'm sure. But it just feels really jarring that we've cut away from that.
I think I hear the sound of water.
You once mentioned there's a magnificent fountain up ahead.
Protecting Dreamville, just like they did with Clocky.
Look, there it is!
It is a big fountain indeed.
The water resembles a precious jewel embedded in the dreams of all seafarers. Every time I gaze at the shimmering lights beneath the waves, it feels as though I'm back in this place, standing by your side.
Have you recalled anything, Misha?
Yeah, I saw these sentences in Grandpa's logbook. He used to say that despite the perils of the sea, whenever he stood on the deck in the afternoon, overlooking the sparkling waves, he would think of this fountain in front of his house. He often said that those moments felt like returning to his family's side, and the difficulties at sea didn't seem quite as challenging.
You know, I quite understand such sentiments.
How so? Don't sigh or start getting gray hair.
Hey, don't tease! I was just being a bit sentimental.
Also, Estelle, all of your hair is gray.
Perhaps every adventurer far from home carries a fountain within their soul. Even though the other side of the sea remains shrouded in the unknown, the fountain in front of his house serves as a compass, leading him back to his cherished ones.
Yeah, while Grandpa was at home, we would stand by the fountain and place the compass, a toy boat that I made, into the pool. Back then, I would ask him when I could go on adventures like him, and he would always laugh and say I was still too young.
How old are you now?
It seems this Mikhail is truly a seafarer and has nothing to do with the Watchmaker.
Also, Gallagher never clarified on what he meant when he said he was 13.
Yeah, based on Misha's recollections, the scenes in the dream bubble appear to be his childhood memories.
But this raises more questions. According to Misha, he was clearly born on an oceanic planet and led an ordinary life, with no connection to Penacony at all. Could this be some sort of metaphor? Perhaps the sea refers to the memory zone.
That was my first assumption.
I'm sorry. I don't know, but my memories keep pouring out uncontrollably, like water flowing from a fountain. Perhaps I'll remember more things
All right, time
if
for a
we
little
go
stretch.
further.
Oh boy.
I wish to share your burden. Is it something very important?
We're going to the opposite side, right?
No, we should turn left here.
Why?
Huh? Something feels different about this place.
This is it. I remember this corridor.
I stumbled across this when I was exploring the childhood's dream.
Up ahead is Grandpa's study. It was in that room that I saw him the last time.
Is our destination.
That's a lot of text.
The atmosphere in this room feels totally different.
Misha, you finally come.
Please tell me everyone can see Clocky now.
Clocky, you're here! Huh. Yeah. This is the room where we first met each other.
Are those books on the bookshelf logbooks left behind by that seafarer?
Yeah. Whenever he came back, he placed a logbook on the bookshelf in his room. They contain records of his expeditions to every corner of the world. He described our world as a fountain. At some point, the sea started to gradually swallow up the land where people lived. To ensure that everyone had land to settle on, he had to continue exploring the sea and search for the source of the rising seawater.
But the seawater isn't rising. Penacony is sinking.
On that day, he called me to his study.
telling me that he was embarking on another journey. However, I could sense the gravity in his expression. It was the same look I had seen on my father's face before his final voyage. I asked him if I could go with him, but he said that my adventure lay elsewhere and told me to stay home and patiently await a certain sound at the door.
Tick-tock.
What sound?
He told me about a vast ocean in the sky. An ocean of stars. He spoke of a train that transports children with a desire to venture far away, traversing the sea of stars without ever stopping. He said that he knew the crew on the train, and that he had asked them to take me along. He said the journey I had always dreamed of would start there.
A train? Could it be?
It's the Astral Express. I remember now. Grandpa's friends are a group of nameless who came to this world to resolve a disaster caused by a star.
The Stellaron.
Then, he gave his pocket watch to me. It was his cherished treasure, appearing in every one of his adventure tales. He explained that difficult times were ahead, but assured me that the watch would guide me. He said, as long as I kept moving forward, I'd eventually reach my desired destination. And then, it was as if I heard the distant sound of a train whistle, echoing throughout the room.
Exactly, Misha! And then we followed that whistle, didn't we?
Yeah. I think I can still find the way we took back then.
Uh-huh. Can we use this?
This is the dream jigsaw, right? So we're supposed to find the exit. But where can we find the last piece?
Do you remember? You said you obtained a mysterious shard when you stumbled into this place.
No, when did we say that?
Hey, the shape seems to match. So,
Looks like we're just one step from revealing the truth. Let's get to the other side and investigate.
When did March find this? Was that like back in 2.1? And I'm just not remembering it? Or was it like in 2.0 even? Alright. Here we go, into another location.
This is it. This is my room of clocks. While I spent my time waiting for Grandpa to return from his voyage, Walter gave me this workshop, and it became my secret base. Here, I learned how to repair clockwork and gears, out of my fondness of precision mechanics. In my dreams, I was the captain of the compass, embarking on adventures with my companions, Clocky and Miss Mirror, in search of the new world. I was born and raised here.
So, this building in the dream bubble is your childhood home.
Yes, but not exactly. To be more precise, this dream bubble itself is my home.
Looks like you've remembered everything now.
Makes sense.
wait.
So the dream bubble
Why
is
does
a
it
copy.
feel like everyone else knows something I don't?
So this dream bubble was a copy of the child's dream. Yeah, you're the only ones. Yeah, you're the only one still in the dark.
Marge, do you remember when she mentioned a clocky that only she could see?
Yeah, the little guy here, right? But we all saw him in Dreamflux Reef, right? And Mr. Yang even greeted him.
Looks like everyone on the Astral Express has a childlike spirit.
The answer lies in the Astral Express. Her experience shows that neither Firefly nor Acheron can see this Clocky.
I mean, Acheron could sense him, though.
And when we were in Dreamflux Reef, you may have noticed that for some reason, nobody outside of the crew had ever talked with Clocky. A mimetic life that can only be seen by a select few. It's just like a hidden message, left by someone for the nameless.
But Misha can see Clocky too, right? They even grew up together. But Misha hasn't started the way of the Trailblaze yet.
So is Misha a meme? Is that the big reveal here? I know people thought Gallagher was a meme.
That's the key to the mystery, March. Now, take a moment to recall. Have you ever seen anyone outside of the crew interact with Misha?
Just those random, mobsters, but they could have been looking at Acheron.
Wait. No way!
That's the answer, March 7th. This dream bubble is the place where I was born. And I'm a dweller in this dream. Just like a memory zone meme.
Then how do you walk around in the Reverie? How does that work?
I should have stayed here and waited for you. But when reality and memories merged, I unconsciously pushed open that door and left the bubble with Clocky.
So it's not that the Watchmaker's dream bubble is empty, but rather the stuff inside ran away? And the whistle you heard was the sound of the Express arriving at Penacony?
That's one way to see it, but I believe there's a longer story behind all this. It's best for Misha himself to explain all the details. How about we start with your name? Now, should we call you Misha, or...?
Thank you all for helping me rediscover my true self. Now, please allow me to reintroduce myself. I was born on Lushaka, in the Presmere system. Adopted by seafarers Mikhail and Char. They gave me a treasure. A name that carried their hopes.
And that name is?
Mikhail Char Legwork. Or simply, Misha.
Mikhail Char. So you are the Watchmaker.
If you prefer, you can call me by a more familiar name. The Watchmaker.
And just like that, whoever had the Misha is the Watchmaker fan theory is correct, but let's be honest, 90% of us thought that this was it was the Occam's razor choice. A lot of us thought that this was the obvious.
So
The parallels
you're
were
the
too many.
Watchmaker himself?
Unfortunately, that legendary figure is no more.
You are a meme that is a
I'm only
reflection.
a reflection of his life. As for the child who has been with you, he's the innocent protagonist of Misha's childhood dream. Friend of Clocky. A young apprentice. And a future mechanic on the Express. And this also marks the beginning of his journey, devoted to the Trailblaze.
At the end of the journey, I left this little flame, which I so cherished in my deepest dreams, hoping to pass it on to the nameless of future generations. However, he somehow left the dream bubble and forgot all about his task. I apologize for all the confusion this caused.
This is getting kind of creepy.
Because he was born with a desire to trailblaze, wasn't he? I don't think Misha has forgotten his role as a guide. He remembered it, and that's why he mistakenly appeared as a hotel doorman in her dream from the very beginning. The one who brought our unconscious friend here must have been Misha. If that's the case, we encountered the Watchmaker's legacy from the beginning, didn't we?
Well, I have a sarcastic friend who says I always take big detours and end up back where I started. Perhaps that's what every nameless has to go through.
Oh, that's not going to get any more less uncomfortable.
But in the end, you found me. I'm sure you're all wondering what my legacy is. I believe my hound has mentioned the Stellaron and my wealth. If I may apologize, the Stellaron part is real. As for my wealth, however, it's nothing more than a baseless rumor. I left my homeland as a child and embarked on the journey of Trailblaze. I traveled to various planets until finally reaching Asdana, where my friends and I built the original Penacony and fought for its future ever since. I've been moving forward all my life, doing what I could to overcome the obstacles in my path. But ultimately, my journey reached its end, and I left behind no possessions worth entrusting. So, if you ask what's left within this worn-out train engine that can be called a legacy, I suppose it's the things that are still burning in the engine's furnace. Now that you're well aware of the current situation of Penacony, I certainly hope that you'll help me get this world back on track. But I'll leave that decision to you, for the path of Trailblaze is never paved by others.
Yeah.
All I have for you is a story and two gifts. I want to give you my pocket watch. It has accompanied me throughout my long journey, guiding that naive child forward, and has been blessed with the presence of so many great people up to this day. And my hat, too. The one who navigated for me placed it on my head and planted a fanciful thought in my mind. The trailblazing expedition will never end.
So we're getting a pocket watch and a hat. Misha's technique lets him stop time with that watch.
Now, it's time for you to make your choice. Once you've made up your mind, open that door and enter the long dream of an old man. I'll be waiting for you at the end of this corridor of time.
Interesting.
All
I have
right,
no clue how
everyone.
much that
Let's
watch will
make a
sell for.
decision. Although
give
I
you
don't
two
think
trails
anyone
for
will
it.
have any objections.
I choose the Trailblaze. I object.
Aw, come on, stop joking at a moment like this. We've come this far. Surely there's no other option than moving forward.
In that case, the vote stands at 2-1. Then let's proceed together to the end of this stream and tell Mikhail our decision.
Oh, boy. Cutscene? Or are we cutting back to the present day again? We're almost at the 3-hour mark. Which means that this is the longest patch that we've had so far. That being said, the 4.2 patch for Genshin was like 5 hours for one quest. I think it was like 8 hours overall just for 4.2.
Mikhail, where are you going?
Someone has to step up and save Lushaka. So why can't it be me, Misha?
Please don't go. And if you must, please take me with you. Don't leave me alone.
Those are the things we heard in the child dream.
Even without
All
me,
the way
you know
back
how
in
to
2.0.
proceed forward, brave Captain Misha. The compass is waiting for you. Haven't you always wanted to be a better adventurer than me? Now go, board that train and start your journey.
Where are you going, Mikhail?
Falcon Almundsen.
I'm going to clean the floor in the parlor car. I've promised the conductor.
There's the hat. The navigator gave him the hat.
Wait, first tell me, did you fix this watch?
Yeah?
I know what it looked like before. Its chain was broken, the back case torn, and the marks on the dial all worn out. How did you manage to fix it?
Well, it's hard to explain, but I knew it could be fixed. It's the hands, Mr. Amundsen. Its hands were intact and pointing in the right direction, so I knew there would be a way to fix the rest.
I see. You'll work with me from now on. Haven't you always wanted to tinker with this train?
That voice sounds so familiar.
You're its mechanic now. As for the conductor, I'll do the talking.
But I only know how to fix watches.
Don't worry. You've got what it takes. I'll teach you what you need to know.
Where are you going, legwork? It's time to head to our next stop.
Granholm.
I'm staying in Astana with Rosalina and Tiernan.
I see. This place reminds you of home.
The people of Astana have only achieved a tiny victory, and still have a long way to go towards true freedom. Don't worry, not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if I leave the Express, our path of trailblaze will continue.
He's got the hat.
Yeah. I knew you wouldn't stay on the Express forever. Leave in peace, my friend. And, take this with you.
This is Mr. Amundsen's hat. But why?
When he departed, he said he would leave it to his best student. Well, I suppose the time has come. Farewell, legwork. Take care of Tiernan and Rosalina. And don't forget to write to us.
Where are you going, watchmaker?
Mika, the gravekeeper.
Don't worry, Micah. Just going on a little trip. Someone has to be at the forefront of the interstellar frontier, and I'm the only former nameless in Penacony. So why can't it be me?
Because you're all we have! Have you forgotten about Tiernan? The cosmos is way more dangerous now. What will happen to Penacony if we lose you too?
But what will happen to Penacony if we don't find a way out? Ah, Tiernan. How could I ever forget him? I've spent countless sleepless nights asking myself why I didn't go with him back then. We Nameless won't stop. Don't worry, Micah. It's just a matter of getting back to my old profession. Just wait for me to come back. But if, and it's a big if I don't come back in one piece, then you'll become the next watchmaker.
And that's who Gallagher said that he served when he spoke with Sunday.
Where are you going, old man?
Oh, you're here.
Answer my question. What are you up to?
Relax, Gallagher. I just came up with a great idea. Wanna hear it?
Oh, come on. Aren't all your ideas just ways to get yourself killed? I may be blunt here, but you're the last remaining hero in Penacony. If you die too, the secret of the Stellaron will go to the grave with you.
Yes. I'm afraid there's no way out in Penacony, so I'll have to consider alternatives beyond Astana. We'll organize a festival using the Watchmaker's legacy as a facade, and send invitations to the entire cosmos to gather people here.
So, a desperate struggle against the family?
Desperate? don't we have you here, my friend? This task is challenging, but what hasn't been challenging for us along the way? Well, whatever you do, remember, make sure to send an invitation to the Astral Express.
Misha! Where are you going?
Oh, it's you, Clocky. Take me to Dreamflux Reef. Last night, I had a long dream about the day we met. I want to write down that dream.
Write it down? Why?
Oh, so I won't forget it. Do you remember how you got your name, Clocky?
Because your head is a clock?
Of course. You told me that when you were a kid, you lived in a room full of clocks. Those wall clocks and pocket watches grew up with you and were your best friends.
Yes, but what I didn't mention was there's a funny misunderstanding behind it. I was a kid, and there was always a special pocket watch in my memories. It was with my grandpa, guiding him on his sea voyages and leading the way in his every adventure story.
It sounds like they're describing a compass more than a watch, but the ship was called the Compass.
I wanted to have a pocket watch like that too. And that's when you appeared in my dreams.
Yeah. Every night, we boarded the compass and set sail together.
But you know what? It wasn't until the day my grandpa gave it to me that I realized it wasn't a pocket watch at all. It was a compass.
Oh my fucking god, I was right. Oh god.
So, your name should have been Compassy, and the watchmaker is just a nameless.
Oh.
We've arrived at Dreamflux Reef. So, where to next?
You know, Clocky, I don't think I'll be going anywhere else.
I can't run. We're gonna slow walk all the way to this guy's corpse. Although, technically, we're in a dreamscape. So, it's not really a person here, it's the body. The real body is probably long since decayed. This is like what's left of a dream representation.
Please, wait a sec!
Rest under the moonlight.
I've traveled far enough, and it's time for a little break.
Oh. So, we'll set out again. When you're rested?
No, I'll stay here. And then, this is where it ends.
This is... where it ends? What do you mean, Misha?
I'm gonna disappear?
You told me that the trailblazing expedition would never end.
Yeah, that's what I said. So now, it's up to you to decide your next destination.
My next destination? What's that supposed to be? I've been following you, Misha. You're acting weird today. If you're feeling down, we can just do what we usually do. With the clockwork.
No, I'm not.
Oh, right, the
feeling
clockwork
down.
power that lets you reset
As for
people's
clockwork?
emotions. That never really got
Yeah.
explained, didn't it?
It resolves all problems in this dream. So,
Do you know what clockwork actually is?
Oh, we're actually explaining it now. I take it back.
I'm not quite sure.
Well, everyone gets lost at times. They may hesitate and doubt which way to go. That happens in this dreamscape and beyond. But don't worry. Everyone goes through moments of uncertainty and hesitation. Eventually, they gather the courage to make bold decisions. Whether it's calming, joyful, angry, or sad, all they need is a little nudge to take that step toward where they truly belong. I'm leaving that little nudge with you, and I hope you'll share it with others. Such is the essence of clockwork, the will of the Trailblaze.
Oh, cutscene. Time to be sad, I guess.
His hands spin around non-stop, indicating confusion, frustration, and weakness. But ultimately, people still need to move forward.
Just like your hands, always pointing ahead. This is where my journey ends. From now on, it is your path to walk.
Trailblazing means taking paths your predecessors
Oh,
forswore,
this is a fucking cool
and
cutscene.
venturing even further. The Penacony in Mikhail's dreams does not belong to Order.
Hey, it's Sheepay the Harmony. She's here. I kind of expected her to make an appearance at some point in this campaign, considering in, like, Black Swan's Myriad Celestia trailer, she's literally the only Aeon that actually speaks to us, the viewer, in that trailer besides Black Swan.
I can't believe that Eon would cast a glance at Penacony at a time like this. Is it because of the resonance from the legacy of the Trailblaze? Or perhaps the bond between you is so strong that it even impresses an Eon?
Also, come on. Come on, Hoyo. You got that amazing cutscene and we're not wearing the hat after it?
Well, there might be another possibility. Perhaps they want to witness, on behalf of the fallen Eons, who will hold the future of Penacony.
Will it be Enna? Or Sheepay?
If that's the case, on behalf of the Dream Master of Penacony and the 107,336 members of the Oak family, I'm extending a formal invitation to all of you. I'm cordially inviting you all to the Penacony Grand Theater to participate in the upcoming Charmony Festival. And, of course, you won't be in the audience, but on center stage. Since the future of the Stellaron, Penacony, and even the entire cosmos is at stake, let's draw a conclusion there, in all fairness. If you truly believe in Akavili's path, then show me their courage and determination.
I'm gonna look for a good spot to stop the recording, because I have a bad feeling there's at least another hour left. Tread on a brand new path. Harmony. I have not seen Harmony Trailblazers kit, but I really love preservation, so this is gonna have to be really interesting. You can trial the current path here. Start trial. Joint forces. I wonder what the splash art looks like with Kalis. Maybe when I get around to editing this, I'll look at it. Still looks kind of cute with that bow, though. Gotta admit. Okay, Harmony. Increases the break effect of all allies. Causes additional break damage when allies attack enemies that are weakness broken. It feels very weak. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, it's kind of laggy. Swing dance etiquette, deal minor imaginary damage. Half time to make it rain. Deal minor imaginary damage to a single enemy target with 5 bounces in total. We're basically imaginary type Asta so far. Ultimate all-out footlight parade grants all allies the backup dancer effect. Allies with backup dancer have their break effect increased, and additionally deals super break damage 1 time when they attack enemy targets that are weakness broken. Full-on aerial dance is the talent. When Trailblazer regenerates energy when an enemy target's weakness is broken. Now I'm in the band. At the start of the next battle, increases all allies' break effect. What cone did they put on this? Oh, they put the Memories of the Past cone on it. I don't know what cone I would even recommend over that. It's a break effect cone, so it probably is the best in slot. It's out of 5-star options. The wearer attacks additionally regenerates 4 energy. This effect cannot be repeated. And the Watchmaker set. That makes sense. Finally, a character that the Watchmaker set is good on.
Please stay tuned.
That's cool. It's an imaginary because the hat is in our dreams.
We need a strategy.
Oh god. That hat's hitbox is non-existent.
Time to test our rapport.
Ooh, there's a word I use often. Rapport.
Dreams do come true.
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another?
Step up, let's see ya.
So, what if it hurt?
Stay in step. Let's improvise.
Halt the theater. Additionally, delays the enemy target's action by 30% when allies' weakness is broken. What are these stacks? Each time dealing with damage before shuffle along. When the skill additionally increases toughness reduction for the first instance of damage 100%. Three turns of the backup dancer effect. Okay. So that's what that is. Lasting for 3 turns, duration 20. Their break rate 26%, and when the enemy's attack targets are in weakness broken state, their toughness reduction of the attack will be converted to 1 instance of super break damage. Dance with 1. When the number of enemy targets on the field is 5 or more, the super break damage triggered by backup dance increases by 20, 30, 40, 60. So there's only 1 target, it's a 60% damage increase. That's pretty crazy.
The mood is set just right. Let the show begin!
Hey, that's from the 2.0 White Knight trailer.
That's all you got?
Dreams do come true.
Commencing support. Ready for another?
By the order of the execute the mirth struck.
In the mood for another
Enemy
beating?
data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Nice, like my friends. Indulge yourselves!
The ultimate dance move. Well, I have another character to try building. And I have a bad feeling that the final boss is going to make me use this character like it did with Cacolia. They give you a build? I figure as much. They give you a trial character. I mean, they give you a trial Jing Yuan when you fight Fantilia, so that makes sense. But I want to just spend this since we have some time. Oh god, I just came to a horrifying realization.
Repay.
We're bringing Clocky with us on the Astral Express for the remainder of the Honkai Star Rail journey, aren't we? Let us end this charade. For the Hominy. For Penacony.
Does that mean he wants to fight us during the Charmony Festival?
How many hours left till that, by the way?
I'm afraid so. This is weird. Aren't Arc villains usually plotting some dirty conspiracy in the end? But he actually said something like, "In all fairness." Could it be that he's underestimating us?
Well, in my opinion, Sunday is deeply committed to his own philosophy and genuinely wants to prove that the Order is right. I sensed a strong conviction and a desire for dominance in him. Maybe he won't accept the outcome unless he wins fair and square.
I mean, he is trying to represent the path of order. There's gonna be rules and shit.
That's why he'll give it his all in the upcoming battle.
Maybe I should close Discord just in case. Alright. We won't back down either, but he's such a gentleman if he... But he's such a gentleman. If evil, why so nice? I flexed on him too hard with my peak swag. Guess I messed around and found out, huh?
Ah, you. Every time an important moment arrives, you hesitate.
Sometime between now and later. Yeah, that sounds about right.
We've even dealt with a Lord Ravager of the Destruction, so a follower of the Order won't be a big deal.
Anyway, we can't leave the Stellaron unchecked. This is about trailblazing a bright future for Penacony and fulfilling Mikhail's and his predecessors' long-cherished wishes. Now that we've taken up the mantle, we can't afford to fail them.
However, the same applies to the Order. Their plan didn't materialize overnight, and they have the profound collective consciousness of the planet of festivities behind them. A desire to dream, to slumber and escape reality. All those hidden emotions have given birth to the sweet dream of the Order.
They've harnessed the will of an entire planet to create an Eon. This confrontation is far more complicated than a simple power struggle. To secure Penacony's future, fighting on the stage alone is not enough.
What do you mean? Are you not coming with us?
I believe Firefly is trying to say that she's heading off to another battle.
Really? Where are you headed?
Before I left, the Destiny Slave told me that this journey would bring unforgettable rewards.
He said unforgettable gains.
Even though the script he gave me only had a few lines, I couldn't ignore them. Because one of the lines said, "I'll experience death 3 times in the land of the dreams."
3 times? This can't be serious, right?
The first time was a painful death when I was stabbed by the Blade of Dormancy.
That was the first?
Which led to all subsequent events. The script will always come true. But in a way that will only be revealed when that page is turned. So now I've understood the meaning of my second death. And I am prepared to face it. If all goes well, my efforts will provide crucial support for you. Only by achieving victory in this battle can we secure a future for Penacony. And only then, my third and final death won't come true in the most terrible form.
The most terrible form?
The permanent
Does
kind.
that mean...
The true death, where everyone in Penacony loses themselves completely in the eternal sweet dream of the Order.
What happened to Adventurine?
We must do everything we can to prevent that.
Have you made up your mind, Firefly?
Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Thank you again for your assistance for the Astral Express. May we meet again, in reality.
Yeah. Farewell, everyone. May your trailblazing expedition never end.
I can't believe the script you got was literally only 3 lines. Oh, cutscene.
I dreamed of a scorched earth.
Everyone, are you ready?
A new shoot sprouted from the earth. It bloomed in the morning sun and whispered to me.
Oh, I just realized the elevator is a bottle cap being shot up by cola.
Life begets death. May we meet again in reality.
Oh, we're cutting back to this.
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history, and the Everflame Mansion will take its place. In the not-too-distant future, you'll receive an invitation. That's your next stop.
Land of the dreams.
Penacony.
Penacony.
I hope you find whatever you seek there. Be it answers or salvation.
You mean my 3 deaths?
Silverwolf told me about it. It's such a shame that it's not part of my script.
Yeah, Mr. Deathwish.
Well, I want to live. I'm never afraid of death. The opposite of death is eternal life, and that's something I'll never desire. People die, and I am no exception. Death is like a script, a fate that cannot be defied. But that's exactly why We have to choose where we want to rest forever.
Do you exist just to perish?
Are you not the same, Blade? The end you desire is not one dictated by others. If I were to die now, I would only be a weapon. I believe I should die as a human. Though its definition escapes me, isn't this the answer that ordinary people look for their whole lives? A name that can be carved onto their tombstone. A tombstone that belongs to me once bore the inscription, Glamoth's Iron Cavalry. Then it changed to Stellaron Hunter. But one day, it will bear the name Firefly. And all the brilliance she showed at the end of her life.
Hi, is this your death flag? Because I would like to not have it, please. Could you fly your death flag a little lower? It's blocking my view of happiness. Oh, Dork Dragoon just uploaded a video. Robin's secret hobby. I say that, knowing that.
That's quite unexpected, old man. Who would have thought your crazy plan would actually work? Do all you nameless fools just act on a whim? I can sense that this false sweet dream is coming to an end. The Nameless may be young, but they had the ability to achieve this goal. Just like you did in your time. It's a shame you won't be able to see it firsthand. Maybe I won't either. Once something fictional is seen through, it ceases to exist. Yeah, not just those Nameless. Even Mr. Wings is just like you. Stubborn. Won't listen or give up, no matter what. Well, fate is unpredictable, I guess. If we weren't bound by those cursed paths, maybe we could have had some good talks. But in the end, we managed to do it. And now we can find solace. Remember how those idiots cursed us? They said, "Go to hell, you worthless traitors." Well, I don't know if they really meant it, but if longing for freedom means going to hell, then I'll be joining you soon, you old fool.
You joining the fight, Gallagher?
Let's get together and have supper again in hell. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one more thing. Here's to you. A glass of hello and goodbye, Trailblazer. To the imperfect tomorrow.
Gallagher. Going out. An enigma, I guess. Nanook. Oh boy. What 3 elemental weaknesses do you think Nanook will have when we fight him as the final boss of Honkai Star Rail in 6 years?
It's warm here, isn't it? You're lucky to have found shelter from the rain. Let alone fresh berries in this desolate place.
I was just following the scent of life.
Really? We're
It's
still only that
particularly
much
strong in a
through?
place like this. It's a shame these berries don't have much flavor.
Seriously? In case you didn't know, this fruit is pretty juicy. The only downside is that when you chew it, it becomes extremely spicy.
Fuck that. Why would you eat that? Almost 8 hours, eh?
Have you lost your sense of taste?
We're about hitting the 7-hour mark
I can
now.
still taste certain things, like a faint sweetness. Before coming here, I stopped by a place called Orkron. It
I
had
usually
barren
only do
cliffs
3 to
and
4 hour
nights lit
streams.
by bonfires. Burgundy snow would fall from the sky, and when it landed on my tongue, it tasted like raspberries. The flavor wasn't exactly sweet, but it left a
If it
lasting
takes
impression.
long, it takes long. I don't really care.
When I think back on my past, I realize that what's tying everything together isn't the big events, but rather these small yet unforgettable moments. Don't worry about it. Losing oneself is a reality that every self-annihilator must face. At least I haven't completely lost my senses and memories yet.
Well, congratulations on adding another footnote to your journey.
Are we finally gonna get the reveal of who this guy is?
By the way, are you always alone?
It's probably like Boot Hill's dad or something, isn't it?
No, I had a companion in Orkron. She's a short, nameless girl who aspired to explore IX. She always said she'd walk a path deeper and farther than Akavilis.
Oh, so the lore of that character from the Divers set, that actually is about you. Okay.
Quite an ambition for such a small girl. So, what happened?
She became stagnant water.
Well, my condolences.
That is a weird turn of phrase.
Condolences. I don't need them. The girl left with a smile. She never regretted her choice and most definitely wanted me to say goodbye with a smile.
Why would I skip everything, though? I enjoy the lore, and I read it sometimes in my downtime.
That's proof that you're grieving for her.
Or perhaps I'm just afraid.
Can we talk for a minute? That Acheron is hands down my least favorite part of this entire trailblazing quest. She's contributed almost fuck all, and if anything, she's just been a major distraction from the plot.
I'm afraid I'll
She's
forget
literally
the 30 days I spent with her.
A plot
Just like
device
all the other
more
days
than
in my
she's been a character.
Most of them have already washed away with the rain, disappearing into an unseen realm. I fear that those vivid red memories will fade away too.
I think she's literally just
There isn't
here
much
to
color
be,
left.
hey, this
And
game's
besides
right
this
in May, and that's about
faint,
it.
warm red, there's almost nothing.
Hard to imagine. A ranger accustomed to bloodshed, destruction, and chaos finding warmth in the red color.
Because I have experienced this warmth many times. Long ago, I promised someone that I'd bring it to more people. And that for every remaining moment of my life, I'd strive for a better ending for all. As long as this red color still lingers, I have a chance to fulfill that promise.
If they cared only about those two
represents
things,
a burning
every
fire,
single character banner in this
blooming
game
flower,
would just
the
just
berries
be,
in this cave,
hey, here's this character from
and life
Honkai
itself
3rd that the fans really care
fleeting
about.
still.
And
In the
also it
end,
power creeps the
it will
last
lead
unit
me
we just
beyond
released.
the horizon of existence. And on the other side, I will cut off nihility.
You sure about that?
Side, I will.
The one blessed by the sleeping and shapeless is considering how to kill them. That's truly pure nihility. But you're right about one thing. After spending so much time near this stagnant water...
Speaking of Honkai Impact stuff,
only
did anyone else notice that the captain was in Robin's character trailer besides me?
Do I realize that
I mean, I've made a big point out of
still alive?
Pointing out that Aether's actual profile picture is in there as well from Genshin Impact. Oh, Matt, that idea's been tossed around a lot.
When will this rain ever stop?
It's not raining right now.
Perhaps when the sorrows of the departed have finally quieted down, the sky will clear up.
Is it supposed to be raining right now in this scene? Because I can hear thunder in the background of the ambient noise, but I don't hear rain. Four system hours to the Charmony Festival. We're finally cutting back to this group.
Have you heard of a planet named Biari Scamandros, Don Hung? It's one of the Paradise Kingdoms under the influence of the Harmony. A sought-after wonderland for the inhabitants of the Dardanu major and minor systems.
Get to the point.
Half an Amber era ago, the family held an unprecedented festival there. And after that, everyone on the planet became part of the family.
Go on.
Do you think the same thing will happen on Penacony?
Yes. Or how else can we explain it? The family deliberately used the Watchmaker's invitation to keep all the Pathstriders here, but banished the Emanator of the Nihility.
Because of the Nihility, I'm rarely affected by the power of other paths, but somehow I can unconsciously infiltrate them. Maybe that's the risk they're trying to avoid.
Uh-huh.
I would disagree. Biari Scamandros is not part of the credit system or connected to the Silver Rail. It's nothing more than a remote civilization sheltered by the Harmony. But Penacony is different.
Also, hi, Bootheel. We know you're here still too.
If the family messes with Penacony, that would be like declaring war on almost half of the factions in the cosmos. They have no reason to do that.
No, they don't. If they truly serve the Harmony, that is.
What do you mean?
Okay, so now this group needs to catch on to the fact that they're trying to serve the Order instead.
The path in Penacony is impure. The Harmony here has impurities.
Do you remember the Ancient Swarm disaster?
Yep.
Tazerond, the propagation, brought endless havoc to the universe. And it eventually evolved into a fierce battle among all eons.
Yeah, yada yada yada. Anna the Order got Qlipoth the Preservation to smash Tazanoth with a hammer. That's basically how I remember it. That's the Cliff Notes version.
Two paths lost their eons in that war. The propagation and the Order. Coincidentally, their downfall is related to a certain eon.
Preservation.
Xipe, the Harmony. Legend has it that they participated in the crusade against the Imperator Insectorum, and devoured Anna the Order for unknown reasons.
Holy forgaroni. So you're saying that the two leaderless paths are working behind the scenes?
But I don't see any descendants of the propagation in Penacony. Could it be that the remnants of Beyond the Sky Choir are hiding within the family, trying to resurrect a fallen eon?
I can't say for sure, but they're definitely planning something for the Charmony Festival.
This is getting way too complicated. Is this why you want us to leave Astana right away? Are you giving up?
The Charmony Festival will start soon. There's one thing that I need to confirm no matter what. A warp jump is the best way to do so.
Oh, you want to see if we're even able to leave.
Time is running out. I have another plan.
What is your plan?
Hold on. Are you thinking of using the
I remember
jade
pointing this out
abacus
in the
of
trailer.
allying oath?
Why is Jing Yuan here in the trailer? Oh my god, we're gonna fucking call in the Luofu here. We just fucking left the Luofu.
Exactly. The assistance from the Luofu Cloud Knights would be enough.
Think it over carefully. You can only use that once in your lifetime.
Wait, the Jade Abacus can only be used once?
I have considered it thoroughly. My companions are... they're also once-in-a-lifetime treasures.
Okay. Did that drum beat need to be there? I guess we're calling in the general. I gave you this thing a week ago. You're using it already? Yeah, I mean, he's the head of the Seat of Divine Foresight. Maybe he saw this coming. You can divide by 0 on the abacus. It's just a computer. That's how you summon them. 3 hours till the Tramini Festival. Never trust a guy that stands with his hand behind his back at all times.
Are you the only one here, my child? The Nameless is quite the diplomat. Our secrets have spread like wildfire within the family. And IPC starships are gathering towards Astana.
Actually, that's happening regardless of what you guys are doing. That's happening because of, what Aventurine is doing. And whatever Jade's sick, twisted plan for this place is.
This is a crucial moment for us. So, where is the chosen one who harmonizes the varied sounds?
I love me some Morgan.
What do you mean, Master? I'm right here in front of you, aren't I?
You know, she was supposed to be the star of the Charmony Festival in our plan.
But the plan has changed. As her brother, I know she doesn't want to sing for the Order. So I'll take her place.
You've always been wise beyond your years. I'm sure you understand the consequences of your choice.
If you consider this a betrayal, well, there can't be two suns in the sky. I'll step up and take down the other sun if necessary.
I don't know.
Believe in karma?
I mean, who said there can't be two suns in the sky? Just look at Tatooine.
If karma exists, then everyone has their own karma. You have yours, and I have mine. And my karma has nothing to do with you, Mr. Gopherwood.
All right. Since you're willing to sacrifice yourself for her, I'll grant your wish.
Well,
and this is why we didn't get a 4-star Sunday this patch.
Why?
You and your sister were born as twins of the Order. And one of you is destined to follow this path to the end.
Is this part of your plan?
Of course. You're still as clever as you were when you were a child. The opening is near. Go, my child. Seize the power of the harmony and reveal your karma.
I have one final question, Master. Why did you choose to bring the Order to Penacony? Wouldn't it have been better to choose a desperate world instead of a city filled with hope and dreams? Why?
It's for justice, my child. If we lose justice in our hearts, we'll
Why do I
make
get the feeling that that's not Mr. Gopherwood and that's actually Akash, who was drip-fed for the Penacony arc, but is not here?
So, it's not you who manipulates the dreamscape with the Stellaron, but...
Well, that's where our conversation ends. Go ahead. The 107,336 souls of the Oak family have dreamed of this moment too many times.
Oh, and it just dies.
I shall ascend to the heavens, becoming the scorching sun. Bathed in my light, my people shall flourish, while all evil shall be eradicated.
I serve the elation. 2 system hours at the Charmony
This is the
Festival.
interior of the Penacony Grand Theater.
Ah, it's quite exhilarating to be flushed into the air by Soulglad. But why is the venue still closed when the Charmony Festival is about to start?
And not only that, the entire theater is eerily quiet.
Oh, my arm
No
is so
audience, no staff, no one around.
Are we too late? Looks like the Charmony Festival is a flop at the box office.
Yeah, I wonder how many tickets... Hey, that's not what we should be concerned about.
Shouldn't we?
Let's explore around. Be careful, everyone.
We will be freemen as our fathers before us. The Watchmaker's hat.
Gosh, the atmosphere here is so creepy and unsettling. Even if there's no audience yet, there should be some staff around. Why is it so silent?
That is a good point, March. It's a little bit too quiet, and why won't these curtains open? I kind of miss having background music. It's a lot of creepy mannequins.
Yikes, they scared the life out of me. Why are there so many puppets at the ticket office?
They won't suddenly start moving, will they? So many mannequins. It's a fashion store or something? March, behind you.
What? You're so annoying. Stop scaring me.
Are these puppets part of the stage setup? Even so.
Yeah, a little bit creepy.
Something feels off. We're in the right place, right?
There's no other grand theater in the dreamscape.
Didn't they say that the Grand Theater was the Stellaron just like a few hours ago?
So Sunday's messing with us? He said we'd have a final showdown on the stage, but why is there no one here?
The Watchmaker's hat's definitely gonna make me have to redo my... Or definitely gonna be enough precipice for me to try to make the Honkai Star Rail ranking hats video.
My apologies for the delay.
Unfortunately, not too many people wear hats. And I'm not sure how I want to rank Halovians because the Halos are part of them.
You scared me. Where are you now?
I'm waiting for you behind the curtain. Following the Asdana tradition, I invite you to enjoy a stage play in 3 acts before the festival begins. History is a mirror reflecting the universe's true essence. Let's use this opportunity to delve into the rich history of Penacony and the Eons. Within it, naturally, the future takes shape. Let us commence with the dawning of the world.
Oh, great,
After
more.
the Dusk Wars, darkness veiled the sky, and chaos consumed the earth. Enna the Order emerged, destined to restore all existence. That marked the first day.
Watch Act 1 is the name of this mission. Everything that rises must converge.
They gathered nebulae and forged them into picks.
Uh-oh, it doesn't
thus
say Sunday
creating a
anymore.
grand lyre with black and white keys. Strike the white keys, and the sun rose. Strike the black keys, and the moon rose. And so, the cycle of day and night arose. That marked the second day.
Is he gonna keep talking? I mean, just get the balloons for posterity's sake. More mannequins.
The puppets are gathering around the frame. Are they expecting us to enter it?
Looks like they're bowing. The Watchmaker's hat's definitely an S tier. Maybe even a top tier. Oh no. Ode to Prisoner.
Where are we now?
The atmosphere here looks similar to Sunday's inner world. Perhaps this so-called stage play is created with his abilities. This act is named Ode to Prisoner. Given the atmosphere here, I believe it's about Penacony's past.
I thought things were finally looking up as I managed to dodge prison during my recent trailblazing expeditions. But now it looks like I'll be back behind bars again.
Never change, March. This music is super
I genuinely
unsettling.
wish to avoid a violent clash with my esteemed guests from afar. Therefore,
Oh
I've arranged
God, it's
3
off-key
acts before
piano.
the situation becomes irreparable. Where shall we start our narrative? Well, let's start with the time when Penacony was still a frontier prison.
Alright. Oh no, we have to do this stuff again. I thought we were done with the bubbles. Dreamwalker 4. You'll occasionally discover scattered dream bubbles on the map, bringing them to connect passable platforms, yada yada yada. Control panel, dream modules, directory. Uh-huh.
This place was once
In 2147 AE, a prisoner named Hanuni ignited a struggle for liberty and emerged triumphant. IPC referred to it as the War of the Frontier, while the Asdanians dubbed it the War of Independence.
Oh, that's just free treasure. Might as well grab that. Okay.
We've shattered the cage.
It's true that Hanunu was a legendary hero, but it must be acknowledged that while he bestowed freedom upon the prisoners, he didn't grant them true liberation.
Alright.
Thank you for staying here, honorable travelers.
The three nameless stayed on the planet, endeavoring to spread the tenets of Trailblaze throughout the frontier prison. Alas, their efforts proved futile.
Let's build another prison, not within the
Once again, as Donna was engulfed in war, this time the enemies originating from within. The prisoners remained prisoners for the rest of their lives, fighting for freedom rather than living for it.
So it looks like whenever we see mannequins, we get more lore.
I hope you like this land of freedom on a scorched earth.
Hey, it's that enemy that Sparkle fights in her trailer.
As you can see, their sentences have long ended, and the IPC guards have long been expelled. Yet, these prisoners remain enslaved, not by external forces, but by the confines of their own minds. Freedom permeates every corner, except fragile souls. It gives solace only to those who believe in its existence.
Prisoners, this is my order. Learn the essence of freedom and teach your fellow prisoners to fight for their lives.
Oh, wow. Combat. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't.
Hey! Why do we have to fight while enjoying the show?
For I desire not only your enjoyment, but also your assistance in its completion.
I should probably read what these do. Deal massive physical damage equally distributed across all locked targets. Deal physical damage to a single target. Minor physical damage to a single target. Units adjacent to the target. Shackle bearing messenger locks onto a target. Enters the charge state. For the next action uses the Decimos Evangelion. During the charge state, if this unit is attacked by another target, it will also lock onto the attacking target. Delays the unit's action when they are weakness broken during charge state. Cool.
Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
Loser!
Eternal
The dead return!
Ah, so it does exactly what it says it does on the tin.
I'll go easy this time. Let's play. And you find the answer. Look at the draw, please. And victory!
Hear this thunder!
Bloom.
That hit hard.
Tasty.
Repay.
Well, let's break him and interrupt his second turn.
Did that hurt?
Pension play.
Feeling spiffy? Come on. Oh, gotcha. My turn.
This track is kind of good. I like it.
There's no time to lose.
Eternal sleep.
The dead return! Conflict is pitiless.
10 stacks. Next Lightning Lord is gonna hurt.
Stay calm. Let's play for a while.
Follow my charge. Hear this thunder!
Ouch, ouch, ouch! Let's play.
Let's get a damage boost from Cypher.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
My turn.
And there they go.
No one can restrain you anymore. You are free.
Thus concludes the first act. Amidst a raging war, the frontier prison headed toward becoming Land of the Exiles.
This must be how Penacony was constructed. With the aid of outsiders, the prisoners were finally liberated and established the Land of the Exiles. However, it appears that Sunday aims to convey the spiritual plight of the prisoners more than the physical aspects of imprisonment.
This show is a bit too literary for my taste. But the
More
battle
like
part
literal.
is quite easy to understand. Anyway, we've arrived at the exit. Let's go! These puppets. Where are they guiding us this time?
To another door. Off we go.
They transmuted streams of stars into inked nibs, creating symbols to be pronounced and counted. They molded stardust into flowing rivers, assigning the righteous upstream and the unjust downstream.
Can you stop speaking in metaphors for a minute?
Thus, all things were marked, and the world learned to discern between good and evil. That marked the third and fourth days.
We're still doing his whole 7-day-a-week spiel. Act 2.
Look!
And have festivities, Glocks. Collectible cards. Okay, I'll have to read that on my own
Another
time.
frame!
Alright, let's go. Act 2. Ode to Fool. This is where the maxed fools come involved?
Ode to Fool. This must be the second act.
The surroundings are different from before. The stage decorations look a bit tidier now.
Alright, so if they're gonna fire imaginary and electric. Let's actually just bring my boy back.
Teetering on the precipice of danger is...
Behold the ensuing tale, a struggle for power. Penacony witnessed the ascent of the 7 major lineages: tree, grass, flower, bird, beast, fruit, and insect. Peace never truly graced Land of the Exiles. The history in this era is rich and intricate, so please allow me to present it in allegorical form.
Look at that ping jumping up to 598. Game does not like to render these spaces. Well, who do you think's better? The greatest gambler in history? Or the greatest gambler of today? Alright. Puzzle time. You go there, 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 and you go there. Easy peasy. Treasure for my troubles.
Welcome to this mansion, dear outsider.
Land of the Exiles was in disarray, besieged by both internal and external perils. Though the 7 major lineages appeared united on the surface,
I can't tell who I should be listening to more, Robin or the
leading
puppets.
to ceaseless conflict.
Sorry, Sunday, not Robin.
Accountant, we are the pillars of this mansion.
The Black Plum family was the first to fall. They withered away in the White Desert event, orchestrated by the Alfalfa family.
Because Master shaped you from clay, but forged me from fire. I'm superior to you.
Huh.
My child, you did not serve the old master.
The leader of the Alfalfa family sought to defect to the IPC, trading freedom for survival. However, his eldest son slew him in the name of righteousness and ascended as the new family head.
Thank you for the history lesson. So much backtracking in this level design. At least when I have to go through here to collect stuff later, it's going to be pretty easy and straightforward. I'm surprised they didn't put calyxes in here.
Only when Gopher Wood led the family to Land of the Exiles and earned recognition from all 5 major lineages did Penacony earn its new name, the Land of the Dreams.
Dear outsider, I beseech your aid in purging this mansion of the poison spread by the lurking instigators.
You want us to help you? What do you need?
March. He's not stupid. He can hear you.
I wish they could regain their reason and cast away the shackles of hypocrisy.
This is the second act. Looks like it's about Penacony's journey to becoming the Land of the Dreams, during which the family plays a crucial role.
But this new master seems like a bad guy to me, don't you think?
Perhaps this is the truth Sunday is trying to express, if you read between the lines. The Harmony changed Penacony just as the guards once did.
Looks like we've gotta help those guys kneeling down over there calm down a bit, right?
I think so?
Either I shall be my own master, or I shall return to my former master. I shall not submit to a new master under any circumstances.
I wish they could regain their reason and cast away their shackles of hypocrisy, proclaim the new master. Oh, we're doing this?
This puppet isn't responding at all.
Fine, I'll do what you want me to. Calm it is.
Without a master, who can grant me true freedom?
Also, I'm gonna grab this before I forget.
Master is no longer here. I thought I'd be free, but I'm not. Now, without my master's command, I'll have to seek guidance from the blind.
Only the calmed ones can evade insidious influence. Clockwork.
Master is no longer here. I must seek a new master and serve them faithfully.
This doesn't work out well.
Once
Container.
I stood as the most loyal guard among all the servants. Now, with my master banished, it's my right to assume control of his dominion.
Absence of calmness. Exists a path to liberation from the clutches of death. Proclaim the new master.
This puppet isn't responding.
Misclicked.
My former master has long departed.
Okay.
Master! Oh, you will return in due course, and I shall stand vigilant, awaiting the reward for my loyalty.
Only reason can shield people from the lingering poison of the past.
Master, now that you have gone, I shall wait no longer for my reward. I shall seize what is rightfully mine.
One more. Artist.
In the absence of my master, I am free. But without their guidance, for whom shall I sing?
Yourself. King in my heart is rebirth within the calmness that proclaim the new master.
I shall sing for my new master, just as their noble voice once resonated throughout the cosmos.
Thank you, dear outsiders. My servants have regained their sanity. Heed me, one and all. Your former master shall not return. It is through righteousness and unwavering support for one another that we shall attain true perfection. Cast aside the veils of hypocrisy and embrace one another.
Get ready. Looks like another fight is about to begin.
Is this what they call immersive theater? Alright, this time we have Venturine.
The snow blankets all of us on. The sky trembles, and the earth teeters on the brink of collapse. At the edge of the silver universe, the first buds sprout under the rising sun.
Look at the draw.
Alright.
Victory!
You chose the role.
You do. Wash away all sins for you. Immediately causes DOT effects currently active on all targets to deal 1 damage. Precious bloodshed for you. High chance of inflicting carousel wantonness or carousel revelry. High chance of carousel wantonness, carousel revelry. Okay. What's that? Lightning damage is the start of each turn for a certain number of turns. Effect to be stacked. It's a stackable rate.
It's on me.
I underestimated you.
Double sustain. We can turtle our way to victory.
I'll go easy this time.
Eternal sleep.
The dead return!
Luke.
Spend freely.
Like that. Can you find the answer? Choosing strike. Wow! My turn.
It's on me. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
Feeling spiffy? Gotcha. Sick on.
Big damage.
I'll see you off.
I hit the mark. Spend freely.
Wow! Luck of the draw. Please.
This should be the end.
Victory!
So much damage.
Gotcha.
And you're done.
Alas, they remain but slaves till the very end, with the illusion of freedom. Thus concludes the second act. Amidst an illusory harmony, Land of the Exiles charted its course toward becoming the planet of festivities.
This is how Penacony fell under the family's control. Since the arrival of the Harmony, the Land of the Exiles has undergone dramatic changes, not all of which have proven beneficial.
This guy really loves dramatic scenes. Bet he comes from a whole lineage of stage performers.
Alright. Should only be one act left. Riddle Bird. Can't fool me with a fake mirror.
They used the planetary rings to establish the law, forging a code of conduct among the masses. A grand lyre with black and white keys served as an instrument, while symbols of articulation and numerical notation took the form of musical notes. The downward flowing river became a melody, and the canon of law dictated the form. Thus, all mortals found their unique place within this symphony. That marked the 5th and 6th days.
We're almost on the 7th. Such a long trek. I mean, we did walk through the concession stand at one point during his spiel.
This guy is really into these puppets.
March, what would we do without your commentary? Ode to Order.
Oh, I get it now. The last scene is all about singing the praises of the Order.
And the atmosphere here is completely different from the previous two scenes.
This is the concluding act of this play. I have
Wow, I interrupted him. I turned him off.
This is the concluding act of this play. I have showcased the past and present of Penacony, hoping that my desire for change resonates within you. And now, I shall reveal its future to you.
responsibility for the people. If the people lack foresight, we will make choices on their behalf and bear the responsibility. Without a king, who shall protect the weak and stand against the mighty? We shall support one another, protecting the weak and standing against the mighty.
Alright. Sunday seems to have stopped talking. Probably should solve that puzzle first. Solved.
Who shall govern the movement of stars?
Before the arrival of time, everything followed its natural course, and so it shall continue even after the king's departure.
That's annoying. Pop. So Sunday's been replaced with Chancellor. Chancellor's the one giving us all the dialogue now.
After the king's departure,
we no longer have need for a king, for we have become kings of all things.
Down we go. Ah, this looks like the end of the puzzle. Let's just swap these for a sec. Alright, Chancellor.
Hey, aren't we supposed to kick off a short story and have a fight here just like we did in the previous acts? Why aren't any—
Perhaps we'll need to complete the story ourselves, just like we did before.
So, do you think their mind needs tinkering or something?
Maybe. Based on the experience, it leads to employ some clockwork again. Oh. Oh, that's not good.
Farewell, former king. We no longer have need for a king, for we have become kings of all things.
That's not a good sign.
Farewell, former king. We no longer have need for a king, for we have become...
Yeah,
How did it go?
I can't change the emotions.
You can't change them? What does that mean?
My apologies for my negligence. I forgot to inform you that the final part was scripted long ago.
Let our previous king recount it to you. Now it is time for the final rite.
Prepare for battle. Looks like we'll have to fight again.
Ugh.
Descending from the infinite spiral staircase, I traverse towards the future with measured steps. No need to remember me or seek my assistance.
I'll see you off.
For the contours of my mind shall intersect with other experiences.
Let's play hide and seek. 1,000 faces in 1,000 places. Can you find the answer?
Oh. It put us in slow-mo mode. Tomorrow in harmonious chords. Deception's crown and removal restores HP after being attacked, but additionally gains physical and fire type weaknesses and takes increased break damage. This state will be dispelled after being weakness broken. We don't have fire or physical on the team.
Don't ask, just spend.
Eternal the dead return!
Wait for the tiles.
Yeah, we can't win. Its entire mechanic is based off weakness break. Oh, we gotta run through the whole thing of fucking again? That is so beyond annoying.
How did it go? You can't change.
My apologies.
Let our previous king...
Prepare for battle. Look.
Descending from the infinite spiral staircase, I traverse towards the future with measured steps. Show no mercy. No need to remember me or seek my assistance. For the contours of my mind shall intersect with other experiences.
I'll see you off.
They come. Let's play. Can you find the answer?
You're gonna have to use Jing Yuan here.
Luke. Let's play for a while. Feeling spiffy?
Receive divinity.
1,000.
Thanks. Eternal sleep is the
the
dead
debuff
return!
We cannot.
Choose from strike. My turn.
You're healing 5k on
Wait for the
hit.
tiles. Oh, this sucks. Gotcha. Luck of the draw. Please, and victory!
You chose the wrong enemy. Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
I'll go easy this time.
Here, there's thunder.
My turn. When they keep quiet.
I'll see you off. There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
This thing's gonna take
Show
forever
no
to kill
mercy.
if it keeps healing.
Choose when to strike. Wow!
You chose the wrong enemy. Here, there's thunder.
Wait for the tiles. Come on. My turn. Can you find the answer? Let's play for a while.
I'll see you off. Eternal Slit. The dead return! Conflict is pitiless.
Choose when to strike.
Maybe I should just bring Silver Wolf.
Wow! Come on. Luck of the draw. Please. And victory!
Yuan's fun, does a lot of
In the hushed
damage.
expanse of a nocturnal reverie, I leave faint traces behind. No need to remember me, or to recall the essence of dreams. What is mine shall wane, while you shall transcend its delicate nature.
This is the final scene. It's much more straightforward. He wants to expel the harmony and establish an empire based on the order. Let's go. Once this stage play concludes, it'll be time for the main event, the Charmony Festival.
Alright. We're almost probably what I think is going to be close to the end. Oh, here we go. That's kind of loud. One system hour.
They imbued the world with meaning, perfecting all things in the heavens and on earth. Then, they rested from the labors of creation.
As the seventh day,
Yet,
Sunday.
All beings cried out to Enna. Under the banner of the Order, you have defined all things in the cosmos. But this made us realize that we are but puppets in your hands. Thus, on that day, all beings united and cast the Eon into the abyss of oblivion.
This Grand Theater looks totally different. Is this the power of the Order?
Everyone, get ready. This could be a tough battle.
Take the stage. The day ticked over. That's how long we've been playing.
That marked the seventh day. Cheers and chants reverberated in unison.
Yeah, let's just bring old reliable. The Order is dead.
Look, there he is!
That concludes everything related to the Order. What are your reflections on this, my dear guests? Nevertheless, this is but a trivial blip in the annals of galactic history. What truly matters is the course this river shall take in the days to come. You've arrived at the perfect moment. The Charmony Festival is about to commence, and it would be a shame if you were absent for the Harmony's prologue.
This is definitely going to be 3 3-hour videos on YouTube.
Allow me to extend my warmest welcome once more. Welcome to Penacony Theater, the very core of the Sweet Dream, the abode of the Stellaron, the grand stage of the Charmony Festival, and the very place where the future of Penacony shall be determined through conflict.
The very place where your schemes get smashed to smithereens. Where's the Stellaron? Why am I not seeing it?
It hides behind the curtain. Or rather, it is the theater itself. However, if you want to see it, you must display faith equal to its immense power. True goodness can only be achieved through faith.
Allow me to point out that falling into a permanent slumber is not happiness, especially when those people are driven by someone else's will in their sleep.
Do you still believe that the Order only seeks to control the universe as their puppet, Himiko?
No matter how perfect your vision of paradise may be, a cage remains a cage.
People will never achieve true happiness in a world like that. They would just be toys for the Eon.
It seems you have misunderstood my intentions. Allow me to clarify. My desire is not to resurrect a fallen Eon, or become one myself.
Then what is your goal?
My sole objective is to create a paradise free from Eons, where the Order ensures the dignity and happiness of all humanity. A paradise exclusive to us human beings.
That's not the case. If people are to live with dignity, there must be nothing and no one above them. In your so-called paradise, you would be the one reigning supreme.
Looks like we won't be able to convince each other. Now that our conflict has been destined, let's unveil our paths and reveal to the universe the true path. However, before the prelude to the future begins, please take a moment to ponder the questions I've posed. Is darkness equal to daylight?
No, it
Are
ain't.
sinners equal to the righteous?
Maybe.
If you are born weak, which god should you turn to for solace?
Trickier to
The Eon with great might. Under the banner of the Order, you magnify all things in the cosmos.
But this made us realize that we are but puppets in your hands!
You chose the wrong enemy.
Past, present, and eternal show.
Good as new. Time for a buzz.
That's much better.
I'll go easy this.
I'll see you off. Eternal step.
Dead return!
Let's put. Can you find the answer? Huh. More enemies. This combat needs up. This is double speed. When they keep quiet. Let's play for a while. Can I have fun this time? Time for a buzz. Gotcha. My turn.
Ensemble piece.
Feeling spiffy? Time for a buzz.
You chose the wrong enemy.
Wait for the tiles. Luck of the draw.
3 quantum breaks.
And
Order up.
victory! You took the bait. I'll go easy this time.
I'll see you off.
Choose from stress. Wow! Come on.
Silver Wolf is so good.
The world is in harmony. The stars shine.
Receive divinity.
Feeling spiffy? Wow! Gotcha. Can you find the answer? This combat needs optimizing. This is double speed. My turn. Time for a buzz.
Eternal step. Dead return!
Good as new.
Repay.
Come on. More enemies. Time for a buzz.
I underestimated you.
Let's play for a while.
Let's settle this. The dead return!
Just keep hitting them. Keep breaking them.
Gotcha. Luck of the draw. Please. And victory! You took the bait. Time for a buzz. This combat needs optimizing. This is double speed.
Lower defense.
Did that hurt?
Up speed.
You find the answer.
And now Chingshu can just eliminate all of them.
Can I have fun this time? Feeling spiffy? Wow! My turn.
Nothing major.
Gotcha.
This should end it. That was an interesting fight. I kind of like that one.
I already know your decision.
I now permit you to gaze into the sun. On these 107,336 stones, the almighty and powerful strings of harmony are at my disposal. The supreme tuner, harmonious choir, Dominicus! Lost souls, come and meet your master.
The embodiment of the harmony? So the true purpose of the Charmony Festival is to
usurp it? Every time you break a layer of enemy toughness, you gain a collective shield. Collective shield can take damage on behalf of all allies. The shield effect represents the amount of shield damage.
Time for a buzz.
Noisy.
Alright.
Allow me to see you off.
Better late than never. Wait for the tiles before you start.
So we can build up shields for doing break damage.
Wise and receptive as you are, answer me this. Why could the harmony and the order merge into one?
The dead will return!
We're in slow mode.
Disorderly noise!
Let's play hide and seek. 1,000 faces in 1,000 places. Can you find the answer? This combat needs optimizing. At this speed, too slow.
As long as we can keep a quantum weakness on it, this is going to be easy.
Noisy.
Huh. More enemies. Fights are like gambling. You have to choose when to strike. Wow. Oh, that's luck of the draw. Please, 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 please. Looks like victory! Let's kick it up a notch.
Pity, you chose the wrong enemy.
You took the bait just like that. Time for a buzz. Wait for the tiles before you start counting. Stay calm.
I just realized there's only one phase of this.
Disorderly noise!
Time for the payout. Don't worry, I'll go easy. I'll play the bad card.
Man, this music is just going, building and building.
Time for a buzz.
Because neither side could tolerate discord.
This combat needs optimizing. At this speed, too slow.
Noisy. Noisy.
Ooh, I love these animations.
Oh! Better late than never. I'm feeling like there's another world in front of my eyes.
It's the power of tuning. Don't let the song distract you.
Let's play hide it. 1,000 faces in 1,000 places. Can you find the answer?
All right.
Eternal sleep is not the dead.
Put some break on the board.
That which is seized must be repaid.
Can you let me have some fun this time? Time for a buzz.
Enjoy eternal peace.
Alien
Fights
Dream.
are like gambling. You have to choose when to. Come on. That's a set.
That's not good. We lost his quantum weakness.
Time for the payout.
Allow me to see you off.
How noisy.
Time for a buzz.
3,000 book shield is a lot.
Wait for the tiles before you start
Break
counting.
the echo of dreams quickly.
Wow.
Can we just,
Better
you know,
late than
kill
never.
him instead?
Look at the draw. Please, 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 please. Looks like
Victory!
Disorderly noise.
Why don't you stay? Don't move, okay?
Pity, you chose the wrong enemy.
Fights are like gambling. You have to choose.
This might be the final volley.
Better late than never.
We do so much damage. Qingchua is OP.
The time has come. Creation will be reborn from the remains of the gods.
Dan Heng?
Hooray! Oh my god, some Martha's playing.
Radiant spirits, heed my word. Show no mercy.
All the fucking Zanjo ships in the background with the star skiffs. Kill Stealer. He definitely is.
Wake up! Wake up! Hey, wake up! The sun's frying your butt! Huh? Are you alright? Can
No
you hear
XP
me?
mats for you.
Do you remember your name?
I don't remember anything. Why does that line sound so familiar? Didn't I shoot the sun out of the sky?
Kind of. It was General Qing Yuan who helped us shoot it down. In any case, since you remember what happened just now, well, that's put my mind at ease.
What happened while I was out?
It's a long story. Simply put, Dan Heng used the Jade Abacus of Allying Oath when we were in the middle of a fierce battle, and summoned the General to help us just in time.
We looked like we were kicking his ass, though.
And then we returned to reality. Look, this is your room. Everyone else has also returned from the dreamscape. Himeko and the rest are at the lobby discussing matters with the General. And now that you're awake, we should tell the crew that you're all right. Come with me.
What happened to... We still didn't find out what happened to Aventurine, and what about Robin and Welt? There's so many unanswered questions
Not
still.
going to come chat with me, sleepyhead.
That voice. Is that Black Swan?
We just unlocked new tutorials. Shared HP. Enemies tagged with this shared HP. Multi-layer toughness. Where's Black Swan? I heard her voice. The hound's glassy eyes emit a sanguine glow, creating an eerie sensation. You attempt to touch the statue, suddenly vanishes in thin air. Huh. Alright.
Hey, where are you going?
I thought you left.
Hey, we meet again, sleepyhead.
What's Miss Black Swan doing here?
Nothing, Miss March. I noticed she was awake and wanted to check to see how she was doing. Though the strike from the General was timely, its destruction was also immense. When emanators collide, ordinary people inevitably suffer. But, luckily for them, the dreamscape is my home turf. Thankfully, I managed to get everyone out before the harmonious choir collapsed.
Oh, so that's what happened! Thank you, Miss Black Swan!
Don't mention it. After all, I wouldn't want to see such precious memories vanish. You're heading to see your friends, aren't you? Would it bother you if I walked with you for a short while?
Not really.
Of course not. But you're not planning on doing something like last time.
What did she
Are
do
you?
last time?
Why would you think that? I've never harbored any ill intentions. Well, not when you were around, anyway.
Peace out, Matt.
Himeko and Mr. Yang are probably still busy. Let's go look for Don Hung first. Look, he's still talking to that cowboy.
Oh boy.
You're awake. How do you feel?
Well, fork me. You must be that Stellaron they were talking about.
I'm fine, thank you. Dan Hung, why do you have to blab about everything? Fork, huh? I prefer myself spooning. I prefer spooning.
Allow me to introduce him to you. This is Boot Hill, a Galaxy Ranger. During our pursuit of a certain person, we crossed paths and just so happened to uncover a shocking plot being concocted by Mr. Sunday.
And you chose to tell no one?
Which is why we sought you out, to help the Astral Express save the world together.
Yeah, that doesn't add up.
No need for thanks. The Galaxy Ranger's principle is correct every injustice one sees. That's how you lot in the Cienjo put it, right, Don Hung?
More or less.
Wait, hold on a sec. This is the first time I'm hearing about this certain person. Who are you chasing? And why would that lead you to the Express?
Good question. It's, who was it again? Don Hung. Do you remember?
God damn it, Black Swan. Come on, don't keep me in suspense.
Oh, that ain't it. I just can't seem to recall. Weird. My neurochip hasn't
Black
registered
Swan.
any malfunctions.
Stop deleting memories.
I can't seem to remember either.
What's going on?
Heck. Forget about it. If it slipped all our minds, reckon that person was just a minor scoundrel. Unimportant. Ain't gonna stop us from piecing together the story anyhow.
Yes, when the dust settles, I'll just think of a way to recall it in the memory zone. Everyone, let's hurry up and look for Miss Himiko, shall we? She's now a minor star on Penacony, and the entire hotel's concerned about her well-being.
She's a star now?
You're right. Let's head to the lobby then.
You guys go. I'm an outsider, after all. I'd rather not disrupt the long-awaited reunion.
Wonder what Topaz is doing. Oh, the general.
They're with the
That's all right. In these times of conflict, for the sake of utmost safety, it is only right that the Alliance steps forward to mediate on behalf of the Astral Express. We must not allow you to take unnecessary risks. Furthermore, despite the IPC's eagerness for success, it prioritizes peace above all. And the family, trapped though it may be, professes a desire for harmony. The Alliance has always won people over with reason. I firmly believe both parties can indeed put aside their differences and come to a peaceful agreement.
Aren't there two cornerstones in fucking Sunday's office?
The General possesses a deep understanding of the greater good. With the Cienjo Alliance mediating, peace for Penacony is within reach.
You flatter me. But ultimately, it's been all down to the Express. Without your efforts, this sweet dream paradise would have been claimed by the last remnants of order before there was even a shot at peace. Well, would you look at that? Here comes the big hero.
Hi. Let me guess. You're thinking about me again. I do what I can.
If it isn't the galactic baseballer, a true hero who dares to take action.
Are you okay? I heard you couldn't wake up. Are you feeling unwell?
Are you okay? You disappeared at the fucking twilight of the fucking climax.
Don't worry, Mr. Yang. There's nothing wrong with her. She practically burned through a lifetime's worth of jokes on the way here. What about you, Mr. Yang? I heard that even Miss Robin wasn't spared. And that guy locked you both up.
It's a long story. But at least Mr. Sunday took it easy on us. He used an ability called tuning to connect our consciousnesses with his. In other words, he imprisoned us within his consciousness. Thanks to General Jing Yuan's destruction of the Harmonious Choir, we were able to escape.
He used that tuning on us too. Does that mean that we were almost imprisoned as well?
I can confidently say now, he was truly after a fair fight with us. Had he wanted, he could have easily taken us down, without so much as lifting a finger.
Speaking of the Oak family head, where is he now?
Is he not dead?
It's complicated, but in a nutshell, he's now the former Oak family head. The IPC has named him the key figure in the family's Penacony split, citing a threat to cosmic peace. He must represent the family and answer for the unrest caused. His trial is set to take place at Pier Point.
Ooh. I theorized that Pier Point might be the next planet we go to.
The family quickly labeled him and the remnants of the Order as enemies, declaring the turmoil an internal rebellion. This move effectively barred the IPC from intervening in family affairs on both moral and rational grounds.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Everyone really has their own agenda, after all.
Then, what's going to happen to Miss Robin? She and Sunday won't be able to deny their involvement in the Charmony Festival. They're siblings, after all.
That is a good point, March.
Why the sigh, General?
I can only say that this incident is an unexpected mess for the girl. The Alliance will try to persuade the family to consider this matter carefully during mediation. It's time, everyone. The IPC's key members and I have agreed to consult one another before the upcoming negotiation. Do any of you wish to sit in?
Ooh, are we gonna get to meet Jade?
Given the General's invitation and the matter's significance to the universe, the crew will naturally accept. However, if the IPC has any reservations...
Why, of course you're welcome. They've mentioned that your team is a trusted ally of the IPC in Penacony, so there's no reason not to welcome you. Besides, if there can be reliable observers from the Astral Express present, discussions will go more smoothly. So, what do you all think?
Well then, we shall oblige.
I'm kind of allergic to those types of situations. I think I'll just head back to my room and start packing.
Low-key, I'm still kind of mad about the whole involvement of Acheron in this plotline at all. If anything, we could have saved maybe like 3 hours of storytelling if we just didn't involve her at all.
Not to worry. Himiko and I will take care of things.
I'm afraid I'll also have to return to the Express first. The conductor is worried about us. It's best I go and explain the situation.
Thank you. What about you, Will you join Welt and me? Or have you got other plans?
I would like to join Wilt and you. I have to help March pack her suitcase. Don't know why, but something tells me I only have one real option here.
Great. Although I'm not too sure of the reason, the representatives from the IPC have insisted on her presence. Allow me to lead the way. Follow me, please.
It's probably because
Negotiation
Aventurine
will
requested
commence
it.
at the hotel lobby. Everyone, please follow me.
I'm a little clock, tick-tock, time, stop.
Mr. Aventurine and Miss Topaz are here too. Oh, and who is that over there?
It's
the
boy.
Intelligentsia Guild's Dr. Ratio. This assembly is quite something.
How's it going, old dog?
It's been a while, my Astral Express friends.
Is this really Aventurine or is it Sparkle?
I would also extend my sincere thanks to you, General of the Lawfu. The presence of everyone here assures that the talks will likely reach a conclusion that satisfies all sides.
Oh. Looks like everyone has come with expectations.
Also, Sparkle's buttons
share.
didn't end up doing anything, it seems. Boo.
Of course. Topaz, if you please.
Sure, leave it to me. In summary, it's good news. After much deliberation from the Strategic Investment Department's Council, the absolute majority of members have agreed to the following resolutions.
Really, the majority of members? Not, or just a simple majority or a super majority?
In light of long-term considerations for interastral peace, and by authority of Pierpoint HQ, the Strategic Investment Department, on behalf of the Interastral Peace Corporation, will permanently relinquish its claim on Penacony sovereignty and offer unconditional support of the family's rebuilding efforts on Penacony.
Huh?
Now that's something.
So the IPC does see the big picture, huh? Doesn't that mean Aventurine took a hit for nothing?
Well, if that's what it takes to bring peace to the entire universe, it's a price I'll gladly pay.
Has the IPC finished sharing all its thoughts? Then it's our turn.
Ooh, what does the Intelligentsia Guild have to say?
The Guild, much like the Genius Society, has taken a keen interest in the recent calamity in Penacony. Ultimately, both parties have agreed to a comprehensive collaboration, offering technical support for the reconstruction of Penacony.
I wonder if we're gonna get a simulated universe DLC in 2.3, and we'll get like Order as a path.
The floor is yours for the finer points, Mr. Scrollum. Enlighten us, please.
Organic life's unrelenting search to understand the realm of inner spirituality is something I both admire and envy. Inorganic life has no mechanism to evoke dreams. But when my mechanical impulses are activated, my inspiration circuits will start to operate, and I will enter a state defined as imagination. Every time, within the realm of imagination, there emerges a fire from the shadows. It is warm, bright. I frequently ponder this flame might represent the essence of intelligence, a cluster of inspiration ignited by high temperatures. The future direction of the universe may well lie within it.
What are you talking about?
Alas, they are nothing but projections of my thought system to me. Desired, but unattainable. But after learning of Penacony's accomplishments, I have come to realize that the flame is not beyond my grasp. After deliberations with my partners, we have decided to defer the progress of the Simulated Universe project, and instead assist the Intelligentsia Guild as technological consultants in the research of the Dreamscape and Memory Zone, so that these assets may be better used to serve humanity.
Darn, no simulated universe update then.
Not only that, we've also established contact with the Garden of Recollection through the IPC, and they've pledged their support for our research endeavors. I'm truly happy for the Dream Chasers on Penacony. The cosmos' brightest and, let's admit, dimmer intellects are now at their service.
Yay, it's a big W for everyone. I keep getting the feeling this is all too good to be true.
Agreed. It's hard to imagine members of the Genius Society taking an interest in such mundane research. Never mind. At the end of the day, this is a positive outcome.
Well, you are me in 30 years.
No wonder everyone insisted that she be there.
It heartens me to learn that everyone is willing to put aside their differences for Penacony's plight. I trust that everyone will surely reach consensus in the upcoming negotiations. Looks like Penacony's future is decided. I'm wondering, is there anything else the crew is concerned about?
What happened to Misha?
Peace is our greatest wish.
What happened to Gallagher?
Beyond that,
What happened
we
to
desire
Sparkle?
nothing else.
What's going on with the Everflame Mansion?
Well, that's good. Now that everyone's minds are at ease.
Isn't Jade on her way here?
You may now depart with peace of mind. The Alliance will deal with all subsequent procedures.
If that's the case, it appears that we have nothing else to worry about on Penacony. Looks like it's time for us to embark on a new voyage.
Where next? Pier Point?
Sounds good to me.
You two head back to the Express first. I'll pick up March and deal with the checkout procedure. Oh, also, Miss Black Swan, you have a matter to discuss with me, yes?
Nothing escapes your attention, Miss Navigator.
You've been with us this whole time, huh? In any case, she and I will be waiting for you and March on the Express. Let's go. Our time on Penacony has come to a fruitful end.
Penacony's journey ends here. I guess it was pretty fruitful.
Was it?
Well, seems the dust is finally settled, no? Well done, friend.
Also, Sam and Firefly.
I am truly happy for the Dream Chasers on Penacony.
This is all due to your heroic...
Return to the Astral Express. Did we remember to get Pompon a souvenir again?
The navigation meeting is about to start. We're all waiting for you.
When did the Express become so lively?
Ahem. Looks like everyone's present. Let the navigation meeting commence then.
This a meeting to decide our next stop? How we doing this? By show of hands.
Hold your horses, cowboy. It's for those to decide.
You still here? What tarnation are you guys doing here?
Allow me to explain. Mr. Boothill and Miss Black Swan submitted a request to temporarily travel with the Express for their own personal reasons.
Oh, so we're taking them to our next stop, wherever it is.
As you all may know, the Astral Express never declines any passenger whose heart yearns for the distant stars. Therefore, they will be traveling with us for a while until they reach their destinations.
Whoa, the Express is going to be much livelier now. But, Miss Black Swan, you better not use your memo keeper abilities to pull any pranks.
Understood, Miss March. I promise you, you'll never see me in your room while you're taking a break.
Don't! You're freaking me out.
All right. Now that everyone's met everyone, we can continue our navigation meeting. Firstly, Pom-Pom wishes
We never
to
cut
thank
back
everyone.
to what Acheron was doing with Boot
You
Hill.
all unearthing the truth about Penacony, Pom-Pom would have never known where Mikhail and the rest had gone. What they had to go through was regrettable, but I reckon they all fulfilled their wishes. And it was thanks to all of you. Thank you, everyone. Now then, we come to the crux of this navigation meeting. We must decide on the Express's next stop. Let me introduce our current options. The first choice is from Himiko, the oceanic planet of Lushaka, a planet composed entirely of water. Many aquatic races reside there. Of course, it's also the home planet of the venerable, nameless Mikhail.
That would be a pretty popular vote.
The
Water
second
planet.
choice is the agate world Melustanen, suggested by Welt. It's famed as one of the initial sites of the Stellaron disaster, and the place where the beauty Idrilla ascended. Today, it's celebrated as a planet of undying allure. The third choice is Edostar, a planet nestled within a vast ion storm region, currently under assault by the Antimatter Legion. However, the distress signals from there have recently ceased, prompting the IPC's wish for us to check in on the situation. The last choice, courtesy of Black Swan, is the glass belt Petravia, a massive belt of asteroids that was turned to glass by the Lord Ravager Zephyro. These days, it's apparently known to house one of the branches of the Morning Actors Troupe.
Oh.
Ooh, so many options. I'm seeing stars already.
Next up, everyone will select the destination that they wish to visit. And then we'll put it to a vote.
My money's on Edostar.
Though the fact that the distress signals have ceased means we're probably too late. But I still think we should investigate the situation there.
Yes, I agree. As Nameless, should we not extend a helping hand?
You and Don Hung make good points. I'll throw in a vote for Edostar too.
If that's the general sentiment, then we should indeed investigate. I vote for Edostar too.
All votes for Edostar! Looks like we have a winner! Next stop, Edostar!
We all gonna die.
Then this navigation meeting is adjourned. I'll go check the warp jump coordinates. Everyone can catch up on some rest in the meantime. When it's time to make the jump, Pom Pom will make an announcement.
There's still some time before the jump. What should I do?
What are the odds that we're still trapped in a dream?
How about a chat? Over here.
Optional, talk to March 7th. Let's talk to my boy, Senor Hung.
This Astral Express sure is comfy. But I got one tiny problem with it. How come there ain't no potent drinks on this ride?
Too many kids?
I can live without malt juice. At least stock something else. Like that white gem. Calm as dirt and not too pricey.
No way, our express is only rated 12+. Simiko's coffee not strong enough for you?
Oh. Well, that's, different kind of strong. All these years out in the wild, and now I'm bunking in luxury. Gotta say, it's quite the treat.
We got a thank you gift. Departed.
Huh. For some reason, I'm suddenly stricken by the feeling that we haven't crossed paths in quite some time.
I don't think that's a feeling. I think that you're always in my heart.
I should have known better than to expect anything serious from you.
This time you must disembark with us when we reach our destination.
Got it.
March 7th.
Please let this trip be uneventful. Please let this trip be uneventful. Please let this trip be uneventful.
Well, now you just jinxed it.
What's with you and always copying the way I talk? The last couple of trailblazing expeditions have been downright terrifying. It's about time we had some fun, cozy, and cute adventures for a change.
You know what? Now I'm regretting voting for Ito Star.
Come on, start praying with me. Please let this trip be uneventful. Please let this trip be uneventful. Please let this trip be uneventful.
You're fast becoming an excellent trailblazer. It's an honor to be able to watch you grow. Don't downplay your achievements. Everyone has witnessed your growth. I've known many warriors in my time, and only a few achieved the kind of growth you have. Back home, where I'm from, you'd be rated at least an S tier.
At least an S tier? There's a tier above S? Is it like S+?
It's not been easy for you these past few days. You've earned some downtime. I'm looking forward to seeing how you'll perform on our next journey.
Can we sit out on the next one? Never cut back to Firefly.
Come to think of it, this trip to Penacony was the first time we trailblazed together, wasn't it?
I kind of forgot you were even here. It was too dangerous. I wish I hadn't gone down.
Don't worry. We'll have plenty of time to spend together on the Express. So there'll definitely be more chances for adventures like this. Turn in early today. You've really been pushing yourself hard recently. If you don't take this chance to recharge, it could lead to long-term problems. It seems fine when you're young, but it's a different story as you age.
All right.
Oh, you're here. Seeing your reflection among the stars in the porthole really does seem somewhat surreal. How about it? This journey of beautiful dreams. Was it to your liking?
Oh shit, there's a lot of options. When the next survey comes, I'll be checking that Too Easy box again. Nothing short of Deus Ex Machina. Seems like there's still a lot of loose ends, no? Left me kind of wanting more.
There's a rich scent of curiosity here. Such memories can be irresistibly captivating. So, how about you hand that small parting gift back to me? I'm quite eager to have it back.
I forgot about this thing.
Oh?
What happened?
Never mind. I just stumbled upon a particularly fascinating spot in your memory.
Really?
Before I explain, I would like to apologize to you. This farewell gift I gave you isn't really a compass from the memory zone, but merely an empty light cone. Remember when we entered the hotel in the dreamscape for the first time, and I procured a few trinkets from your companions? Their functions are similar.
Everybody's got their own fucking agenda in this game.
This way, I can always be attuned to your location, ready to assist immediately if you encounter any threats. But this is not its most intrinsic function. Light cones are slices of light used to encapsulate solidified phenomena. This empty light cone is the same. It can etch your memories in their most vivid form, and then allow me to admire and manipulate them, turning them into unique mementos. All the world is born from the power of mind and soul, and that power is memory. To prevent ourselves from being forgotten by the world, we must make the world remember us, or use our memories to recreate it.
We got so many loose ends in this story.
Life, seemingly vast, offers but a scant collection of impactful memories. Some joyful, some sorrowful, some light, some heavy. But you are different. Memory is a reflection of the future.
I wonder if there's any companion
Within
missions that
that
are being added in this
reflection,
patch.
I see your unparalleled worth. You have the power to craft memories that can captivate the world. Your memory can illuminate the universe's future path. And that
I wonder
memory
how much longer this story
will be
goes on
as
for from here. We
scintillating
gotta
as
be
the
getting
star
close to the end,
clusters
right?
you see in this portal. The memories I have of you are not enough for me to predict a future that lies too far ahead. But I can tell you one thing. My favor towards you stems from a more profound reason. The reason is simple. In this grandiose and ostentatious dream of the families, only you personally experienced the entire course.
What does that mean?
Patience, my friend. I will reveal the answer to you, but that time is not now. Turn around and take a look at your friends. Every one of them is reveling at the arrival of their next destination, all filled with hopes and expectations of their own present and future. Revealing everything at this moment would be a bit of a buzzkill, wouldn't it? I'm looking for an opportune time, a time when you're totally at ease. Perhaps when the night grows hazy and you're about to drift off would be the most opportune. How about one fine night? I will prepare the candles, aromatics, and even a cushy couch to create a cozy dreamland for you. And then, I will tell you the answer in the form of a little bedtime story to lull you to sleep.
That's weird.
Hi. Hello. Attention all passengers. The express is about to make the jump. Please be seated and hold on.
It looks like we're finally about to set off. There are countless gleaming memories out there waiting for us. Why don't we just leave it at that for now? Ah, that's right. As a small token of compensation for playing that little trick on you with the empty light cone, I will gift you with some words. They hold great significance to me.
Uh-huh.
Life is akin to a winding labyrinth where memories serve as our sole companions.
Isn't that the line from her trailer?
You'll remember these words dearly, won't you? In the year 2158 of the Amber Era, the first year of the new epoch, the universe resumed its intended trajectory. The kindling of conspiracy smoldered in Penacony, the land of the dreams. Failing to erupt into a blaze, it instead flickered briefly on Klapoth's anvil, before vanishing in the blink of an eye. The dead and those fated to die remain in their eternal slumber, while the living find solace in deep sleep. All clamored in a cacophony of silence, and then went about their own ways. The cosmos emanated a vitality characteristic of a new era, all for the modest price of a brother and sister's mild grief.
Interesting.
Babies are born as stars extinguish. The silver rail unfolds. The story of the Astral Express comes to a close, yet it also embarks anew.
Next stop, Edo Star.
Time marches forward, heralding the arrival of a new chapter in the history of trailblazing expeditions.
This doesn't feel like an ending. Whenever we get these credit sequences, it's usually a fake ending, right? Wait a minute. Why is March... oh, question mark is March 7, question mark is Acheron. Dream Master is Sunday's servant. Gopherwood is Dream Master. Silverwolf Sample Topaz and Jade. Script Supervisor Elio in loving memory of Rosalina Gale's our legwork. May this journey lead us starward.